Digital Storytelling by Amanda, Abby, and Shannon. The articles we read were Constructing Digital Stories, How to Use Digital Storytelling in Your Classroom, and the Flip Ultra Video Recorder. Digital storytelling is the technological tool that combines a series of images with a voice soundtrack to tell a particular story. It has been found to be extremely useful in the classroom for both teachers and students. A group at the Curry School Center for Technology and Teacher Education at the University of Virginia developed a series of steps that will easily assist anyone in creating a successful and educational digital story. The first step is to write an initial script. An easy way to organize your thoughts is to use index cards that you can later match with the images you want to display. Focus on writing down the essential elements of your story because imagery is what you want to carry your story, and too much wording can become overwhelming. Step 2 is to plan your storyboard. Now that you have a plan for what to say, it's time to plan what to show. Use simple sketches to represent your images. This will help you save time and organize your thoughts. The third step is to create a successful digital story is to discuss and revise your script. Creating a story circle with your peers gives you the opportunity to share your story and get feedback. This is where you can add any last-minute detail before you start working on the computer. Step 4 is where the fun starts, and you sequence your images onto a video editor. Software like iMovie or Movie Maker are perfect tools to upload your work and start the editing process. During editing, you want to make sure to scale your images into the appropriate formats to keep them from resolution problems. Adding your narration comes in step 5. Recording your text sentence by sentence and saving it in a numbered sequence will help you organize your document and help with time management during editing. Step 6 is where you can add special effects for your work. Try to stay clear of overdramatic effects and stick to content that will contribute to your story. Allow enough time for transition between images, and remember, less is more. The last step is adding musical effects in the backgrounds of your narrative. This step isn't always necessary, but it could give an extra touch if time allows. Other tips that teachers and students suggest was to save early and often to avoid losing your hard work. Store a backup copy in case of emergencies. Keep your mind on copyright laws so you don't take credit for someone else's work. Also, organization is key. So now that we know what digital storytelling is, how can we use it? Storytelling is a vital skill with so many ways of using it. A good story can move, enlighten, and entertain audiences. Lawyers, archaeologists, and parents are just a few examples of people that use storytelling to recreate the past and make abstract concepts real and understandable. Teachers use storytelling all the time, and now they can use it digitally. Here are a few tips for when you use your digital storytelling. The first is to learn from what you watch. Everybody loves a good movie, so when making your own, pull from what you know. Think of movies you love. Why do you love them? How are they effective? Also, think of movies you can't stand to watch. What makes them so terrible? Is it bad dialogue or character development? Use your personal experiences with film to shape your film. The second tip is to see technology as a storytelling tool, not as a teaching goal. Teaching technology should never be the focus of the curriculum. Software such as iMovie is easy to learn and fun too. Third, allow your students to push you and lead you. Don't get discouraged if your students pick up something faster than you. Students today are accustomed to absorbing technology, and they pick up things much faster than adults. Use that by letting your students teach each other. By doing that, you'll see individual strengths develop from each student. Next, learn by trial and error. You need to anticipate times when you will have no idea what to do or why it won't work. Always ask for help. There are plenty of resources that will work out your glitches. See this as a working to build your knowledge and capabilities within technology. The fifth tip is to give your students freedom, but hold them accountable. Kids are not used to this type of creative freedom. Some will thrive, and others will require supervision to make sure they complete the project. Try having the students pitch their project ideas to you first and organize a production schedule. Next, consider yourself the executive producer. That means you call all the shots. You decide whether something is in good taste or if it can be done. Students automatically will look up to you, their teacher, for leadership. Don't forget to celebrate your students' successes. Whether you show them completed projects to the community or just in your classroom, make sure you present their work. This allows the students to take their work very seriously. The knowledge that others are going to see it has been the source of inspiration for filmmakers for years. The last piece of information is about different types of camcorders. With technology changing every day, it's vital to your classroom that you keep up with the times. The Flip Ultra is a small, compact device that takes great quality footage and is very easy to use. Its simplicity and size does make it ideal for teachers to use with their students. When using digital storytelling in your classroom, it's best to make things simpler and easier for kids to use. With an old camcorder, you may run into some problems. While it does have more features than the Flip, its setup and use are much more complicated. You may not have time to wait for the battery to recharge or for footage to transfer. This also may be harder for students to use with its hookup cables and dozens of buttons and functions. We hope you learned something new about digital storytelling and can now use it in your classroom.